I don't know if this is ever going to be uploaded or not, but I'm bored as of lately, so we're just going to roll with it. I'm remembering a bunch of random stories from when I was younger, so I might just end up recording them and just throw in whatever random footage that I have on my hard drive. This was in like grade 7, so I would have been maybe 13-ish years old. Add context, right? I was never like, I was a goody two-shoes. I never got in trouble. I never ended up in detention. The only time I think I was ever in like room 31, which is detention, was because some kid was bullying me and I had to deal with it. You know what I mean? The end of year field trip for grade 7 was to go to the water slides in our town. Naturally, I went. Of course, I'm fucking going to the water slides. My parents gave me money for food, right? Because it was an event. It was big. Of course, I'm gonna want to get some garbage food from a water slide place. You know, for the sake of privacy, I'm just gonna leave names out. I'll just give them random names. So I had a friend named Bob. Bob was kind of a special kid, but kind of not. His parents did drugs with him while they were pregnant with him, so he came out a little funny, but he turned out I think he turned out okay. He didn't have any money for food, so I was gonna give him money to get himself something, and I thought nothing of it, and I went about my day, and it was a fun day. It was a normal day at the water slides, right? The next day, I get called into room 31, which is the detention room, and there's 3 other kids and Bob there. We'll call one of the other kids Todd. Now, Bob threw an apple at Todd's head, which of course is against the rules, right? You can't throw shit at people. But Bob was one of those kids that didn't really know any better, and all the other kids that were there were involved. There were 2 other kids. They were involved in it, and the story turned into I bribed Bob, or I gave Bob money to throw the apple at Todd's head. Now, naturally, I denied that I was even involved with any of this, but, you know, it was like 2 or 3 kids against me saying that I did this, but I didn't actually fucking do it. I just gave money to Bob because he was my friend and he didn't have any money for food. And the reasoning for the detention people to not believe me as much as they believed the other kid was not only because it was a few against me, but also I had been in the detention room before because I was being bullied. So they took that as an excuse to not believe me over the other kids because I had been bullied, so I was already in room 31 before. And this eventually turned into me hyperventilating because I'm a 13-year-old who's never done anything wrong. Of course, I've done some things wrong, but like, you know what I mean. And I'm freaking the fuck out because I don't know what to do because I'm in deep shit with the school. Like, the vice principal's there, the main detention person is there, and they're both yelling at me to just confess so it'll all be over. And I eventually just I have no idea what to do. So I eventually just start saying, yeah, sure. Like, if you guys will leave me alone, I'll say I did it, but like, I didn't do it. And they kept wailing into me saying, no, that's not how this works. You need to just say you did it. You're not gonna like say you did it just to get out of this. We need confirmation that you did it. So it was like an hour of this, of me just like hyperventilating, crying, and freaking the fuck out because I'm being accused of some shit that I didn't do. And that led to me being in the detention room for the remainder of the day because you're not supposed to give money to people with special needs. The other kids that were there got off scot-free, even though I'm pretty sure they were the ones that orchestrated the event, and I was just an easy scapegoat because I gave Bob the money earlier that day. And to make things even worse, when I got home, my dad got a call from the school, and my dad was very strict when I was younger, and he came into my room and yelled at me, and then he took away my things, no video games, no phone, no nothing, because I was a bad kid now. The only person who actually believed my side of the story was my mom, and I feel like that's mostly because, well, she felt bad for me, but I think she believed me. That was almost 10 years ago, close to 10 years ago, because that would have been in 2016, and now it's 2025, and I still remember that day very vividly, so I wonder if I'm like, scarred or like traumatized from that. I'm not one to usually hold grudges, but if you're the vice principal from around then or the lead room 31 person from around then, fuck you. You gave me so many trust issues because of that shit. Fuck you. Okay, I'm gonna go now.